going live. Let's see what happens.
Yep, you're live.
We are live. And then
you want to
good there?
Move this, move the computer a little bit.
Oh yeah, so we're on, dude. Oh, I got us.
Center up.
I got us.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Hey, move it towards Mitch's face a tad, just a tad.
I didn't want to show off
there we go.
shoulder
There we
too
go.
much. That'll work.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah,
I think
we're live.
we're good. We
We're
got
live.
audio?
Yeah, we're live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are live.
We're good. Let's do it. So first off, thanks for hopping on. We're working on this. This is a work.
Yeah.
This is a work in progress. So
Yeah.
if you're live, if you're on live, which we've got a couple. If you're on, okay, we got some people on. First off, if you're on live, thanks for hopping on. We are working on getting this set up to where you're going to be able to watch live from our nice cameras and listen to the nice audio. For now, we're making do with what we got. If you're on Spotify, you'll hear the audio just fine.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Video, YouTube, we'll end up uploading
The pretty version.
the pretty version.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. We're figuring it out. Noah's figuring it out.
Yeah, after our main man Noah does a little retouch on me, we'll get the pretty version out.
Happy birthday.
I need to
Noah's
get. I need to
birthday.
get you shining,
It's
Yeah,
Noah's birthday today. Noah, tell how old are you?
dude. Appreciate it, man. 22.
22.
big deuce.
22.
Deuce.
Something that I'm thinking, if you guys hop on, throw your name in the chat. There should be a live chat that we can interact with.
Mhm.
Right? So throw your name in the chat. Let's see. Oh, it actually just turned off. Content made for kids. We'll get that figured out. Okay, then let us know that you were live. Like I said, we're figuring this shit out.
We're learning as we go. One of the problems we ran into is a lack of subscribers.
Yeah. Thanks.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, if you do find any value in this, or if you're related to us and you owe us a favor or anything like that, give us a subscription, and then we can go live with better equipment in the future.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about a couple bigger stories going on in the region. I got a couple cool things I'll talk about, and hopefully the plan with the live show is hopefully you guys hop on, and while we're doing this, you can connect, you can shoot us a message. In the future, when we get the chat up, you can hop on the chat and you can say, you could comment, you could, put your comments in there and interact with the show. We don't have like a call-in set up yet, but if you got my number, you can call me. That'd be fun.
Look at that.
I'll
I
just
would.
throw them right here, right? Call-in setup would be something cool. So anyway, we got a couple stories to go over today. Let's hop into it. We've got first, U.S. Steel doing a $30 million investment at their Gary Works plant. Mitch knows a lot about that there.
Yep.
We'll hop into that in a sec. We got what else we got? We got a $150 million development in Michigan City, mixed-use hotel, 8-story boutique hotel, multifamily housing, and like restaurant space, retail space in downtown Michigan City, that's a big number.
Yeah.
Next, we've got a 185-unit single-family rental home development in Crown Point, which people got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, it's frankly polarizing.
Yeah,
For the community.
for sure, for sure. And then we've got what else we got?
We got that the beautiful park in
Park in
Valpo.
Valpo. Got a park in Valpo, right? Those are our 4 today, right?
Yep.
We got those 4 stories today. So let's start with U.S. Steel.
Yeah, jumping into U.S. Steel.
Yep.
So they are making a $30 million investment into producing their own pig iron, which from my research, obviously never worked at U.S. Steel or steel mill or anything, but pig iron is frankly just crude iron. So the fact that they are able to produce this on their own just means that they are less restricted by supply chain. In my research, I learned that 60% of our pig iron comes from Ukraine and Russia. So my thoughts,
Timing.
yeah,
Good timing for U.S. Steel, obviously.
absolutely. And there's other steel, producers around the country that are making the same move. So it's not just them, but my thoughts on it is if there's anything we can do to be a little less dependent on that area of the world because of all the uncertainties over there, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
For sure. Yeah. So it's a approximately $60 million investment that'll produce up to 500,000 tons of pig iron annually and provide critical raw material for input. By the way, this is a Building Indiana story. Building Indiana business story is where it came from. It looks like $60 million investment. So basically what they're doing is they're investing into the raw materials of creating iron. So
That's right.
So pig iron is, like you said, it's not yet been
Refined. It's not been smelted. it's not usable yet.
Until 30 minutes ago, I had no idea what pig iron was. So I'm sure
Yeah.
there's going to be one, a couple people who never heard that. But it obviously affects our area a lot with U.S. Steel and the industries up on the shore.
Yeah.
So talk about a little bit on that. You got some education on that. Like, how is that going to affect our area, jobs, revenue?
Yeah,
How does that help U.S. Steel, all that?
So the big thing that I loved about this article was that the president was saying that it's not going to take away from production on any of the other lines. So everything will remain the same, but they're going to be adding this new production line, which is obviously going to create a lot of jobs. They didn't give a figure on how many jobs it's going to create, but you do not have to go far in Northwest Indiana to find somebody who works at the steel mill or knows somebody who works at U.S. Steel.
Right.
It's like an iron worker or something. They're everywhere. It's a big part of our local economy. So I think that it's great that we are making this move. And like I said, this is going to make us less dependent on other imports. It's going to provide 50%. Is that what it says? Yeah, 50% of Big River Steel's other ore-based metallic needs. So, I mean, that's huge.
Right. So basically, what's interesting to me, like I look at $60 million investment sounds like a lot.
Mm-hmm. But think about it, scale.
Right. So that's what I'm interested to see. Is this like a small investment from U.S. Steel? Like, because I mean, they make billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, their
Yeah.
profit last year. I think I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure these steel companies had record years. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, obviously, $60 million is a lot. But like, how big of an investment is this?
Yeah.
How many jobs is it going to create? Again, the industries are such a big part. The industries along the shore are such a big part of our community with job creation and all that. So it's going to be interesting to see what that ends up bringing. But it's like they already have this in place, or was it because everything's happening with Ukraine and Russia that now they're like, okay, we need to invest into this so that we are no longer dependent upon Ukraine and Russia with all the uncertainty that's happening over there.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Either way, it's smart.
Yeah, I was going to
Smart
say, whatever the
regardless.
case is, it's a good move, I think. Looks like they are in the permitting process now. That's what it says there in the last paragraph. And they are going to start construction on this project in the first half of 2022.
Yeah. So 2022. I mean, so it's going to start pretty soon. So see how that plays out. But I mean, I think it's smart by U.S. Steel.
Yeah, I think
and if
it's,
anybody, again, we know a lot of people that are in that industry and that work there. So if you guys know any additional information about this, we'd be interested to hear more about it. But it seems like it could be an investment for the area, considering they get. I mean, before this, they got all their pig
iron.
Pig iron.
There it is, brother.
Pig iron. I'm figuring this out.
I mean, I'm not a subject matter expert on this bad boy. I just did some research, but I mean, they were very dependent on supply chain. If they didn't get what they needed from certain areas of the world or certain areas of the country, it would stop production. People got laid off and stuff like that. So that this obviously will just make the whole business model more sustainable in my eyes. And like I said, I'm not like an executive at U.S. Steel or anything like that. Just looking at it as a business person.
So we've got 6 people live right now. Let's go. All right.
Dude,
if you guys
record.
are on and you have my personal contact, for some reason our chat is not live. But if you guys can shoot us a message one way or another, let us know that you're on. Because you know why? Because here's what we're gonna do. So
You got one?
You
got a live one?
No, hold up. Hold on. I got people texting me about how the previous video was off, like it got taken down.
Oh, okay.
See us live now. Okay. Go ahead, Mitch.
Oh, you're good. You gonna say something?
Basically, what I was going to say is if you guys are on live now, shoot me a message one way or another, right? Shoot us a message and let us know that you're on, because we're going to do, everyone who's on live, we're going to do a drawing.
Oh, boy.
Okay? So if you were on live, you let me know. We're going to do a drawing for Chris Pappas was our third guest.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a $100 Perpetual gift card. We're going to do a live drawing from courtesy of the Nickla Group. So throw it on there, okay? Anna just texted me. Anna's on.
No,
there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I love
You can't.
Perpetual.
You're out of the drawing.
No way, bro. Rules is rules.
Rules are rules.
Come
But yeah,
on.
hop on in or send us a message. Let me know that you're on. We'll put you guys in a drawing. We're going to pick $100 Perpetual gift card. All right, next, I'm going to keep kind of announcing that as people hop on live so that they know. Next, let's go to Michigan City.
There you go.
Pretty awesome. Michigan City, $150 million 8-story boutique hotel, multifamily housing development in downtown Michigan City. Now, we'll share the links in the show notes. You guys got to see the pictures of this. It is phenomenal. So it's going right where, if you guys have ever been to where Michigan City is, there's that big sign that says "You are beautiful," right? And that "You are beautiful" spot. It's a big open piece of land. That piece of land, a Chicago area developer is looking to put $150 million development. Now, if you look at this development, this is the type of stuff that you see in not much of it in Northwest Indiana. So let's talk about
it.
it.
So, you don't see any of it in Northwest Indiana.
No, not at all. So let's scroll on down a little bit. A new hotel. This is a Northwest Indiana Times story. A new hotel and homes downtown Michigan City will have sweeping views of Lake Michigan shoreline. Chicago area developer plans to invest $150 million to the new You Are Beautiful mixed-use multifamily development project on West Michigan Boulevard in downtown Michigan City. Now, I'll get to that in a second. I've got some thoughts on this too. Michigan City first announced last fall. This will include an 8-story, 180-room hotel and 7-story, 150-room multifamily unit building. Hotel will feature a rooftop terrace, pool, as well as views of Lake Michigan. The development will include restaurants, cafes, plazas, and featuring Sculpt Fusion works of art, a parking garage, 324 spots of a parking garage. Will be located where the "You Are Beautiful" sign currently is. Now, we'll show you guys the pictures of these. Check out the article. But initial thoughts.
I love it. First and foremost, I think that I'm very bullish on Michigan City. I'm a big fan of it. I think that as soon as that train station was announced, that things like this were going to be in the works. This isn't the only development that is going in Michigan City. When I think about Northwest Indiana, one of the things that I think that the economy really isn't taking full advantage of is the amount of people that would love to come to the dunes, come and see Lake Michigan in Indiana, and not going to Chicago. I think that this lends itself to that. This really is like next level New Buffalo, Michigan, like in my eyes. I think that I think it's huge. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. So I wanted to share this because I was in Michigan City yesterday. I had a closing. If you guys are familiar with the beach, I wasn't really familiar with this area, but it's called Beach Walk. When I got into the real estate business 7 years ago, at that time, there really was nothing happening in Michigan City. Okay. You didn't necessarily go there. There wasn't, you looked at prices consistently now. I will see properties consistently in Michigan City selling for quite a bit of money. Mm-hmm. And not just on the lake, outside of the lake. You see some people buying properties that, larger properties. I'm dealing with clients now from Chicago who want to build, they've got a $2.3 million property in Chicago right now. And they want to build, a $750,000 million house in Michigan City. Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting to see this because, again, this was not something that I was used to in the past. And so it's interesting to see this. But I was in Michigan City yesterday, okay, had this closing. If you're not familiar with this area called Beach Walk, Beach Walk is gorgeous. If you've ever been to like parts of Florida, like ocean cities by in Florida, or parts of the Carolinas where you got these colorful 2-story homes with like white wraparound porches, both levels, right? And you see all these communities. You walk to the beach. Beach Walk is exactly that. It's totally nothing like I've ever seen in Northwest Indiana. Sold this property, went to the closing, which was in Michigan City at Meridian Title. We leave there, and I know one of my favorite coffee spots, Fluid Coffee Bar. Shout out to you guys. One of the best spots in Northwest Indiana. Yeah. They roast in Michigan City, right? So I've actually never been to their Michigan City roaster. So I went downtown. I'm driving through. I'm like, these are some pretty cool buildings. Yeah. These are some nice big buildings. These are right by the lake. They're right by shopping. Where this development is going, it's right down the street. And I pull up the Fluid and I'm looking around. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So Michigan City, number one, I think if you're and have any form of interest in investing in real estate, I think it's a good place to consider. Yeah, absolutely. If there's a Chicago-based developer, now if you look at this development, I'm looking at the picture right now. Check out the link. This literally looks like a development you would see in Miami, or absolutely. Chicago. I mean, you don't see stuff like this around here happening. No. But this isn't the only story that we know of properties like this coming to Northwest Indiana, where you're seeing large class investments and real estate investments, investors and companies coming in and putting some A-class style mixed use buildings with multifamily hotels. Right? Michigan City is the closest thing in Northwest Indiana we have to a lake town that has a large pool, places to go, right? And obviously there's a lot that needs to happen to make it better. Some people don't like the prison, some people don't, you know, all that stuff, which I understand. But there's a lot of great things about Michigan City. When I was driving through it, I was like, and it was a crappy day yesterday. I'm driving through it, but I'm like, this looks kind of cool out here. So, you know, but you look at this development, I'm telling you, this looks like something that you would see going in downtown Chicago. And think about a place where obviously multifamily, it's going to be a more upscale multifamily and rental units. And then same thing, hotel units, so you're going to attract more people. I've got that property in Beach Walk I had mentioned. Those particular clients of mine are going to use it at times, and they're going to Airbnb it. And they bought it, and there was already a large portion of the year already rented out for Airbnb. This area apparently is just Airbnb'd out like
That's
crazy.
what I was gonna say.
So many places are being Airbnb'd. Why? Because people find from Illinois or Michigan or wherever, mostly not mostly Michigan, mostly Illinois and here, think, okay, if I want to get to a lake area, I got to go up to Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, now we can cut off an hour plus of their drive in Michigan City, and they could go stay at a hotel on the water with lake views. That's got a terrace, it's got restaurants, it's got the shopping right there.
Mall.
It's got an outlet mall, and you can go on the lake, right on the Lake Michigan and enjoy those beaches. So, I mean, I think this is awesome to see.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it, and I think it's great for Michigan City, and it's one of the many things that are happening in Michigan City right now that I think is great for the area. So yeah, I mean, I got a listing appointment in Michigan City for a house that's being flipped on Monday. It's gonna be around 150, and it was a small flipped house.
Yeah.
And when I first started in this business, that was not a number that you would really see out there for a house this size with no garage. So it's an interesting place to look at if you're someone looking to invest, because if a company this size is looking to put an investment this size over here,
There's a reason
something to
why
consider. They're talking about in the next 5-10 years that smokestack's going to be down from NIPSCO. NIPSCO's going to be taking that smokestack down. I was talking to a very well-known judge in that area yesterday because he was the attorney for the seller of that property, and we're sitting down talking. He said that land that's owned by NIPSCO might be looking to do some development there, more of like a real estate development for that land where that smokestack is at. There's a lot going on there, but this development is literally like one of the first that I've seen in Northwest Indiana, or that I know of, outside of maybe Centennial and Munster, where they've got those really high-end condos going. But this right here is like, this is a downtown Chicago type building.
Yeah.
It does not. Yeah. So this is the type of stuff that is cool to see coming from Northwest Indiana.
I think that this development is a huge catalyst, and I think it's going to like move the needle for Michigan City. But I think that it's important for us to point out why, people are starting to invest in Michigan City, and a lot of it has to do with that train station going in there. That is huge.
Massive.
That alone changed, the outlook for Michigan City. Changed the story for him. So I think that's great. I think that actually my sister and my, it's her boyfriend, they work in Michigan City. They're teachers up there. And I checked in with them on this to get their thoughts on it. And they were pointing out that some of the residents, they hear that, Michigan City's investing in these like luxury properties and this and that. And they feel like some of the residents may feel like they're being left behind, but it's important to point out that there's also a low to moderate income housing development going on 8th Street. Actually, it's a 200 unit, and I know we're going to talk about that more in the future here as that story develops. But it's cool to me to see that Michigan City's taking a holistic approach, and they are doing things like this to blast them into the future, but they're also training well.
Yeah.
They're making sure that the infrastructure is where it needs to be, taking care of all the things that are outstanding before they grow too fast.
Yeah.
And then they're left with, an infrastructure that can't keep up for the amount of people that come through.
Yeah. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, because I mean, if you can live, work, and enjoy, if you can work in Chicago, hop on that train as they develop that, which is an $80 million investment into that, and you're gonna hop right on the train, like work in Chicago, come right back with with city or with public transportation, and then you could go to the lake later. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Go hang out if you have your boat in the slip. Like, it's pretty cool. I think Michigan City's doing a pretty good job.
And also, like, think about the inverse of that. Somebody that lives in Chicago maybe has a little bit of cabin fever, wants to get out
Yeah.
for a weekend, takes
Hop
the
right
train
on,
to
go to the
Michigan City,
hotel.
goes there, goes to the casino, goes to the lake, goes to Outlet Mall, all the things they want to do.
Forgot about
Get
gambling,
to,
man.
yeah,
Hit the boat.
get to stretch their legs a little bit and
Yeah.
see what the Hoosier State has on.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I love it all
it.
together.
That's actually a very good point.
Mhm.
But we are seeing more and more people from the Chicago area looking to go to Michigan City,
Yeah.
which is not something that
which
we
is-
did a lot of, just a few years ago. So,
Mhm.
by the way, just a reminder again, if you're watching live, shoot me a message, shoot Mitch or I a message, and let us know our comments are off, so we can't do comments. But shoot us a message, let us know that you're on. We're going to enter you in a drawing for a gift card for Vet Show. All right, let's go next. What we got? No, okay,
CP.
here we go. This is a good one. Let's boil some blood a little bit.
Yeah, this one
Let's
is
get a little angry.
good.
What do you think?
I have mixed emotions on it, but
Okay.
let's go ahead. Let's recap the story. Go ahead and
Let's
recap
do it.
the
This is
story.
an NWI Times story. 185 single-family unit rental development proposed in Crown Point. So Crown Point, a subdivision consisting of 185 rental units, was proposed in Crown Point. Developers Watermark Properties requested a zone change for the 14 acres zoned R3 after ample discussion, which I really wish I could have been at that planning commission meeting. Passed the rezone Monday night, a vote of 5-1. Presentation to the Watermark Commission said that the leased homes cater to a wide range of residents, including empty nesters who no longer want the responsibility of home maintenance, young families saving for a down payment, and professionals who relocate for work. John Vandevoort, Director of Development at Watermark, said the average age of their residents is 44, and that all maintenance is handled by Watermark Properties. Watermark homes range in size from 2 bedrooms, about 1,200 square foot, to, we've actually seen, it says 4 bedrooms to about 2,000 square foot.
Mhm.
But we've seen, they have some 5-bedroom
Yeah,
units, which we
and
saw in some of
other-
their developments.
other
Yep.
communities that they're developing.
And the average rent is about $3,000 a month. They said the average household income for their Watermark residents is over $176,000 a year, which is, if you got one person making good money or you got 2 people making 80, 90 grand a year, you're right there, right?
Yep.
A key statistic, because households that have what kind of income can vary, easily affordable down payment, blah, 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 what tells us about the people that are here, that they want to be here. Crown Point development would include a dog park, organic garden, walking trails, community pool, clubhouse, game lawns, playground, pickleball court, and multi-use barn for events. Multiple commissioners shared concerns. With ownership comes invested interest. People don't like leasing in Crown Point, right? Several Crown Point residents also spoke during the public hearing for the portion of the meeting. Blah, 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 Watermark representatives, so on and so forth. Okay. I can't say that I'm for, Mayor Duran said, I can't say I'm sorry. Commissioner John Marshall said, I can't say I'm for this project yet. We are not voting on the project. We are voting on a rezone. So they got them the rezone, and now they're continuing the project. So it's making way. Mitch, thoughts?
Yeah, so initial thoughts on it. When I first read this article, I was like, who in their right mind is going to pay $3,000 to rent,
That was all the comments.
Yeah.
That was all the comments were for the small price of $3,000 a month. So,
Yeah, so from a knee-jerk first reaction, reading it, that's exactly where I felt. After doing some further research, I see that, that is the average of all the units that they're going to be offering. So we saw in some of their other communities, they have everything from 2 to 5 bedroom homes.
Yep.
So $3,000 a month isn't so intimidating as an average when you factor that in.
Mhm.
And then some of the other comments that I saw were like, who's going to be the tenants of these? Like who wants to rent like that? So I did some research, and the company said that most of their tenants are people who are building new construction homes, new construction buyers waiting for their home to be built. People that are
Which is a
new.
big one right now.
Yeah. People that are new to the area. So like folks from Illinois that, they're not sure where they want to buy. They don't know where they want to send their kids to school. They want to rent for a little bit, let the dust settle, see where they want to go from there. Professionals that travel. So like maybe a traveling nurse or something, the actual company would rent the unit, and then different professionals would be able to pass through the furnished unit already. I thought that was interesting. Insurance companies was a big client of theirs. People who unfortunately had a fire or their home is being worked on, the insurance company has to pay for them to go somewhere. I think
We're
this is
dealing
a
with
great
one of those.
option for
We're
them.
dealing with one of those right now.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Yeah, I've dealt with a couple of those in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and this is a great option for those folks.
Sure. Especially when the insurance company pays for it.
Yeah. unfortunately, one of their big clients was divorced couples. After the home sells, whichever spouse has kids with them tend to rent that way. And this is, you're looking at renting like a new construction home, like
Right.
that's a good place for those kids to be.
Yeah.
Especially with all those amenities there.
Yeah.
And then empty nesters.
Yep.
They're downsizing. So after further research, I'm not against it. I think it has a place. I think that it's going to serve a great need in the area. But yeah, at first glance, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not here for this. But how do you feel?
So, all right, I've got thoughts on this.
I know you do.
Because I wish I was at this planning commission meeting because I think established like the rent thing.
Yeah.
Anytime I go online and I look and I see, typically it's people my mom and my dad's age who are our parents' age who are like, oh, renting is terrible, renting and this, renting and that. Okay. They're also the exact same people who are saying that millennials never leave the freaking house.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, now there's nowhere to rent in Crown Point. Like, do you guys understand? There's nowhere for somebody to go to rent. It's very, very
Go
hard.
look right now. Go look.
Yes.
There's hardly anything available.
Yes. So number one, very, very difficult to find a place to rent. Okay, well then just buy. Okay, well, do you understand what that means? I need 2 years of tax returns. I need this, I need that. And you're also complaining to tell me to get out of my mom's basement. So here's an option. Now, yes, the average is $3,000 a month, so I'm going to combat that. That's an average.
Yeah.
Okay. That we now have a very nice rental property development potentially coming to the area that allows a place for somebody to rent. Just because, like I saw people commenting, oh, this is going to be, just basically saying what happens when there's rental properties. Have you ever, like, I need you guys to think about this. When you look at Northwest Indiana, you look at Crown Point, Munster, Cherville, St. John, Valpo, right, Dyer, those areas, they are competing in Indiana with areas like Carmel, Fishers, right, those areas. Have you ever been to Carmel and Fishers? Do you see what is an option there? There are so many very nice places for young professionals to rent to. Now, again, this is not catered to a young professional market necessarily. There will absolutely be young professionals living here who are making good money, who have good jobs. Maybe you got people, maybe someone who we talked about earlier, someone working at US Steel and their spouse is a nurse. Those two people can afford to live here. No doubt. You could get a 2-bedroom here. They got no kids for what? Probably $2,000 a month. They would do that all day. All day. And you got a nice place to stay. So I think I want to establish, if you look at the nicest areas in the country, there are places for people to rent that are nice.
Yeah.
Now, Crown Point is so stuck on renting is horrible. Renting is horrible. Do you see how many people, what's happening is you got investors who are buying houses and just turning them into places to rent.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you not want to create a place where people can have a nice quality place to rent? If you look at what they're bringing, look at the pictures of what they've got. The products that they have are absolutely gorgeous. So for people to say, oh, it's going to bring it down and it's going to draw riffraff. Okay, dude, you're out. People who are paying $2,000, $3,000 a month in rent,
they take care of their stuff.
Typically, yes. Now, are you going to have bad, some people who don't? Sure.
Absolutely.
Just like someone who owns a house who doesn't take care of it.
Yeah.
But look at how nice this is, right? Number one. Number two, look where it's located. It's a perfect spot to put a place to rent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a freaking highway right there. How many people want their home that they own to back up to I-65? Not a lot. Where's the best place to put? Yeah. Where's the best place to put rental properties? A place where people who own don't necessarily want to have their house backing up to, So, no, I don't have time. How's that looking?
A minute.
Cool. So that's also that. If you look at the location of the spot, it's perfect for rental properties because people are like, oh, I don't care if the highway is there. We still have great amenities. Look at all the amenities that it has. So you look at the quality of the project, then you look into the company. They've got these developments in Tennessee, Texas, Minnesota, and I'm missing one other state. But they're all areas with great that pull from some sort of large metro.
Yeah.
That are in nice suburbs.
They're all the Crown Points. What is Crown Point?
If not better.
Yeah.
If not better.
Yeah.
So those, and so when you look at this, I love this. I love it. And okay, so let's go to that too. Think about from a real estate perspective. How many people right now would love to cash out on the equity of their home? What's their answer?
Well, Alex, I would love to sell my home, but I'm nervous to buy at the top of the market. I
And,
hear it
and I
every
don't
day.
and I don't know where to go.
Yeah,
Where am I
exactly.
going to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if again the majority of these people are, you just explained perfectly what are the demographic of people coming through. Their average is 44. You're going to get people who rent one places that are maybe moved down to Florida, move into because they're retiring or they're getting to that point, and they feel like I could sell for a lot of money right now. Take out this equity. I'm going to be here till this happens. My kids out of school. This happens, whatever, and then I'm going down, and I ain't got nothing to worry about up there, right?
Exactly.
Or you got, like you said, the transfer people moving to the area. I just don't understand like the mindset of renting is bad. It's just not bad. There are some people who just like to rent. Like I know people who rent who have phenomenal jobs. They're amazing people. They take property. They just prefer to rent. Like, period. Okay, just because you don't like to rent doesn't mean somebody else shouldn't like to. And then if you look at the quality of this is only going to make our area better. I love the development for the area. My opinion. I think it's great. I think it fits a huge need for a lot of people looking for a quality place to lease for a couple of years or a year or whatever they need, whether it's in the interim because they want to sell and they're building something. They want to sell and they want to buy something else. They want to sell and move somewhere. They transfer to the area. They, like you said, the divorce thing, all that. I think Crown Point needs to get rid of the old mindset of leasing apartments, renting bad.
Yeah.
Because look at the nicest suburbs in the country. They have some of the nicest rental places ever. And that's what needs with amenities. There's so many people that want that. And I don't get it. Like, I sell homes for a living, okay? But people also need to understand, like, you can't complain about having right now. Where are the places to rent? They're probably not like if
They're probably not
that
this.
great. They're
They're
definitely
100% not this.
So I've got feeling. I know I'm probably missing something on this, but I feel strongly about it because for as long as I've been in Crown Point, people are like, "Oh, rent bad, rent."
It's not just one point here. I think it's the mindset of a whole generation.
Yeah, for sure, and I get it, but they also have to understand, like you got to understand that our generation is now the biggest housing pricing issue. Affordability is an issue. And at the same time, people might get out and whatever maybe they got to build 2 years of tax returns. They got to establish 2 years in their industry. They need a place to go. They can get a nice 2-bedroom with amenities in a great location, located to Broadway and 65 and wherever they need to go, and in Crown Point downtown. And they got a nice place to stay. And they could do that for 2 years until they end up buying their house. I just rather than staying at home, you know what I mean. So anyway, I think that this is I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot as well. I think that it offers a unique opportunity for buyers that are having a tough time in this market, to kind of get their feet under them. It may give inventory a chance to catch up if 180, what is it, 185 families decide to rent. It takes a little bit of buyer demand off this area. I mean, anybody in their right mind will buy a house at Crown Point, so they're competing against a lot of folks.
and I've seen people renting for $2,000 a month, and what you're getting for $2,000 a month is not great right now.
Exactly.
So if you could get something for $2,400 a month, and again, people are like $2,400 a month. Times have changed. The house you live in now that cost you $400,000 now is $700.
What percent of the U.S. dollar was printed in the last 2 years?
60%.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So $2,000 a month is not what it was at one time.
Exactly.
So I think we're good on that.
Cool. I think we're good on that too. Do you want to add this? You want to throw this one in?
Yeah, why not? Let's finish off with the old Valpo.
Okay, Valpo and Vales Parks Initiative, 248-acre park going in Crown Point, in Valpo, in Valparaiso, 248 acres of pristine rolling hills, as they quoted it. This is all part of a project. Valpo's largest park was announced Wednesday evening. This was a few weeks ago for their initiative, their Parks Department initiative, Valparaiso for All Generations. So basically, this park, 248 acres.
Not a small park.
Not a small park.
Micro.
You're right. Micro hospital. Initiatives. Scroll down a little bit more. Okay. They've got things like what are all they say they have?
Scroll up a little bit.
Indoor. Yeah, they're Yeah, there we go. New park, currently farmland, small pond and wooded area while the park is still in design. Some of the park would include indoor sports complex, outdoor recreational fields, walking trails, playgrounds, concession stand, and the natural outdoor areas. It's pretty awesome. This design of it is real cool what they're putting there. That's clearly only taking up a small portion of the
Yeah,
248
that's
acres.
not.
So that's
Be a lot of flat work.
Yeah.
Ozinga would be busy with that if it was 248 acres of concrete.
So I mean, they've got. It looks like they've got like a band shell there. It looks like they've got a cool some cool stuff. I mean, again, Valpo just doing great stuff. I mean, this is awesome. Like that's one thing that in this area, like if you look at some of the greater places to go and stay and live in the country, they have things like this. They have great parks to go to take your kids, to take your family, to go hang out, to go play sport. You get the young people from the university going to play there. Play in the recreational fields. You get families going there, take the kids to the playground. You got indoor sports stuff. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I don't see any downsides to this at all.
This is a common theme with Valpo. We'll talk about like what's going on with Valpo, and we're like nothing wrong.
Yeah,
here.
like they're just they got it figured out. They're moving in the right direction. They see the writing on the wall. Like everything going on in Michigan City. Like I said earlier, the previous episode was like rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah.
So everything that's happening in Michigan City, all that development, everything that's happening here in Crown Point, and then Valpo is already restructuring, rezoning this whole downtown district. We don't got to talk about that again, but they're just setting themselves up for success. They're teeing up success, and I love it, man. I think it's a great move.
Oh yeah, that's all I got.
That's
We got
all I
nothing
got.
else. Again, if you're on live, shoot me a message, shoot us a message some way, whether send us a DM on our Instagram page or send us a comment or whatever. I know just let us know that you were on live, and we're gonna put your name in the drawing. We're gonna pull it out, get your Provecho gift card for hopping on. Thanks for working on some kinks, working out the kinks of this. Eventually, you're going to be able to watch this live on YouTube from our nice camera. You're going to hear the nice audio. We're figuring all that out. It's a work in progress, but we appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you so much for watching. Anything else?
Yeah, I just thank you so much for the support. It really means the world to us. If you have anything you want us to talk about, or if you have anything you want us to highlight, feel free to DM us, reach out to us. Not hard to find. It's Alex Nickla on everything.
The Nickla group on everything.
Mitch Road Drug Realtor on everything. So hit me up, hit up Al, and we will talk about it. And if you have anybody you'd like to see as a guest, we're more than happy to get them on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, any stories you think that would be cool to cover. Thumbs up on YouTube helps us out a lot. Your subscription helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, for your guys' support, thumbs up, likes, comments, all of that stuff really helps us on YouTube and then everywhere else. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Take care. Have a great weekend.
See ya.